Crimez.
Find the last time before I make changes. Pimp, pimp!
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Tell Flex to drop a bomb on this shit. So many bombs ring the alarm like Vietnam on this shit.
I guess it's all over jealousy. I became what you could never be, the nicest, and why you niggas cherish me.
Damn.
I ain't taking no words back, I'm it all at it. This ain't gotta turn to nothing else, let's keep it all rap.
Shadow band, blue bandana on Santana, soul sacrificing me kumpa. I had that DNS, I had that Kimse. What's pop?
Look, I had to switch the home team cause they committed treason. She say I'm the most beautiful nigga she ever seen. Black don't crack, my Glock forever 17. You see most niggas crack under pressure, but I'm a natural. The thing about living by the gun is you shouldn't have to.
Sitting at your window with a Big Mac. Ain't ashamed that I used to wear shacks cause I hit a home runs and I top 4 back.
Alpha beta hyphen, rate me with the Titans. Niggas want the beast till they meet the bison. Christ conscious passion with a Triton like Poseidon.
You put me in a sticky predicament. I had to show solidarity to my syndicate. Come on, soul.
Y'all be in DMs begging these hoes, I feed off the dollar menu. Yeah, started off broke, now I got that money on Blicky, I got it with me.
Since rulers back, they been trying to measure up. Look, my name ain't Rick, but I talk slick, no pressure, luck.
Yeah, it's Big Bag Junior, Mr. Pie Scraper, I'm the Lord's favorite.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
I never hate the West Coast, but since niggas coming for Joe, fuck it, then let's go.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Warning. The Federal Communications Commission has determined the following content to be emotionally harmful. Snowflakes should not view this content under any circumstances, even if supervised by a G.I. Joe, Navy SEALs, Army vet, or someone with good common sense. The views and opinions expressed, including the depictions of persons of color, corrupt politicians, white people with or without a tan, haters, who have yet to brush their teeth typing angrily in the comment section with hot breath syndrome, do not reflect any official policy or position of the U.S. government. This program contains graphic language, dark comedy, unique intelligence, creativity, a high credit score, and high blood pressure when triggered. This program has also been accused of racism, violence, misogyny, mansogyny, feminism, MGTOWism, defacement of celebrities, and of course, being a bully. Welcome to Thought Crimes.
Welcome everyone. Welcome. What's up? Welcome to Thought Crimes. This is your girl Sincere, and I'm here with
Y'all know I gotta do that every time there's a battle, man. You know, you gotta give it up every time there's a battle. Shouts out to Smack too, by the way. I am your man, P Solo, Prince Solomon, and boys and girls, we have an official boxing match right
Joey,
now.
This is what we're talking about with production.
This is what we were talking about.
Tyreek and also C. I'm hoping I'm saying his name right. Production for Hoe Era. Fire production.
Fire.
No conductor. No, stop. I love conductors.
Hey, man, listen. Did we start that? Did we start banging on conductor and everybody start banging on conductor?
I love conductor. We love conductor, but it just wasn't fitting.
Bro, I told you.
It wasn't fitting with them
all
Joey
of this
tracks.
love making music right now. Okay? This is jigging season. This is all this love making music right now. I hope we didn't start no wave of dissing conductor. I just say, look.
We love conductor.
We just saying right now, the fingers, no Diddy, are inappropriate for this particular situation.
And New York MCs, y'all gonna allow this? Ray Ron was disrespectful. He said the king of New York is Ice Spice. Damn.
Woo. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we have to get into the conversation. All right? Now, this is what happens. I told you guys at the beginning. Ray Vaughn understood the assignment. He even referenced Baby Teeth. Baby Teeth ain't got no plaques yet.
He said, where's the numbers? Where's the hits, Joey?
All right, let me tell y'all something real quick because I want y'all to understand something real quick, all right? Because rap's been too passive-aggressively emotional. I have to blame Drake for that, all right? We cannot blame him for everything else, but I have to blame him for that. Because when you're talking about diss records, you gotta get into it. Nas gave you the Stillmatic freestyle. Most niggas don't remember it. It's a fantastic track. Go check it out. The Stillmatic freestyle. The Virgo nigga did it on the Paid in Full beats. Rakim is the GOAT, right? We know that, right? However, though, when it came to dealing with Jay-Z, he said, let's get that out the way and go to element number 9, Ether. And he came outside and everyone, I'm from the South. There's a lot of niggas that don't mess with Nas in the South around that time. I know people always argue about Jay-Z, this, that, that. Nas had a much harder time getting traction in the South. But when Ether came out, they're like, yeah, Shawty did that, man. He got that nigga up off the post. But so Kendrick Lamar showed you what it was. Ray Vaughn is getting directly to the point. I think right now Joey Badass has he's been 2 or 3 records in and one verse, one really solid verse. And we talked about it. We said it is what it is. It's a dope verse. He still did his thing.
The Red Bull was fire.
Yeah, the Red Bull verse, but the performance was fire. It was fire.
The diss tracks were not.
No, we talked about that.
And what Ray just did when Joe responds, first of all, Ray Vaughn said, "Don't ignore me, nigga."
That's what he said. Oh, yeah.
He said, don't ignore me, nigga, because
know what's going on.
As Prince stated in the last live, you know, Joey was talking saucy, walking over Ray Vaughn like he was Iverson.
Yeah.
Like he was Iverson and Ray was Tyloo.
He grabbed him by the ankle. Hold up, nigga.
And Ray
Hold up,
said,
nigga.
Nigga, you ain't gonna little nigga me.
You ain't gonna walk over me, nigga. You're not gonna chicken little me, nigga. You ain't gonna walk over me. I'm not gonna try to grab your ankles, nigga.
Ray Ron said, I don't care if you standing next to Ab-Soul. This is still a homicide.
He said, I don't care that it's standing next to Ab-Soul. It won't save yours. Oh, man, boys and girls. Did Ray Vaughn listen to yesterday's stream? Because y'all know I don't care. I told y'all I hate stan niggas. I hate them. They always try to slow conversations down. Ray Vaughn came outside. I told you guys that's how we are. That's how we are. Let me get into some of the things. Saying first and foremost, the production was stellar. Classic single art. Again, going back to what we've seen traditionally from West Coast MCs, even the once adopted Tupac, right? What they do, ladies and gentlemen, they rebrand your crew. Pro Era, Hoe Era. Now, I think Pro Era is dope niggas. But in a battle, they became the Hoe Era with Vaughn. We seen it with Tupac. Bad Boys is converted to Bad Boy Killers. We seen OVO has been converted to what? Hovio. All right?
OVOs, yeah.
So this is what we're talking about with battles, diss records. And I said, what's going on here? You know, and realistically, I'm going to be honest with y'all. It's too much. It's too much granulation, masturbation from a lot of the rappers that claim they're cold. Now, I love the production. The cover art is definitely trolling. Vaughn is an excellent marksman. He hits the spot every time, and Vaughn says, "You're not going to step over me, nigga. Especially if you cannot reach that high. How dare you go to J. Cole? You think you're going to step over me, nigga?" So
Joey saying Daylight, J. Cole, Kendrick.
Yeah.
And he said, not you, little nigga. Not you, little nigga. You get out the fucking way.
So let's get off into it, because I'm going to read some of the verses too, by the way. All right, let's start off with verse 1. Baby teeth.
I thought he was talking about Lupe when he said that.
I know, because we call Lupe dolphin teeth, baby teeth.
I was like, damn, Vaughn shooting shots at Lupe.
Yeah. But no, he said baby teeth. I'm dealing with Joey. Because this is what I like. Because yesterday I said, Vaughn, he Ty Lueing you right now, nigga. He's stepping over you. He said, I'm a light Ray.
Yeah. Woo. Joey Badass was like, Estella got her groove back.
Woo. He said, I'm a light Ray. Nigga, I'm going to light you up. So he says, baby teeth, you don't even got a plaque yet. He says, fact check. What else he says here? We want to see them numbers like a math test.
So he's basically saying, we don't think your numbers that hot. Talking all that shit.
Also, did 50 Cent get these niggas riled up and run? Because 50, we're the ones that put that out there, and niggas was telling us we was reaching. Now everybody want to cover what 50 did in the battle. We going to keep this thing pushing. That's why we said whether we 12 months, 2 years, 7 years ahead of niggas, catch up. So I was just thinking right now, I was like, damn, did 50 get all these niggas riled up and go run? He said, run, Joey, run. Now, one thing that I say Vaughn does very well. He's a very exciting, demonically happy trolling MC. Okay? To me, he's got some Chucky energy on him. All right? But it's not like when Kendrick did Meet the Grand, because Kendrick can be creepy at times. The nigga can be creepy. That's enough, nigga. All right, nigga, not a fifth verse to Meet the Grams. Let him go. Let him breathe. But Vaughn does have a happy, playful, demonic energy on the microphone. His metaphors are on point. I like them. The performance. This one, he got real busy. And I like that he got straight to the point. I don't like love making MCs when it comes to diss records and battles. That makes me sleepy. I'll get back to this if you want to do that. That's why Nas had forced Jay-Z's hand, because Jay-Z loved being decoded. He loved being up in the sky on cloud 9.
Well, I really also like verse 4 from Vaughn when he was talking about like you trying to be Rakim, you think you that nigga from New York. Basically saying you ain't the king of New York. You know, you trying to be Rakim, but you're not. So he was really getting on him, and then talking about how people are being fooled by Joey, thinking it's just rap, but it's really about him being jealous of the new superstars on TDE and stuff like that. So I thought that was a really and then Snoop kicking down the
kicking over the buildings.
Kicking the buildings over in New York. It's like, y'all, and that's why I said New York niggas, MCs, y'all just gonna let Ray Ron do that? Y'all better get on. Y'all better get back. Y'all gotta get on the track. And Joey, since you want to be the ambassador of New York, you gonna have to come with it.
Well, before we get it in, I don't want nobody to accuse us in the Vibe magazine. All right,
no, we talk about just hip hop. If
right.
if retarded niggas try to kill each other
so
over
I said,
rap,
street niggas,
that's their problem.
Street niggas, stay home with your ankle monitors. Please do not come outside when the poets are outside. All right,
we're just talking about
rap. Don't be a stupid nigga.
You just talk about rap. New
All
York
these
niggas,
street niggas, stay home.
Get on the mic, and we need some responses.
Stay home and continue to hit your baby mama's doggy style with the ankle monitors. All right, stay y'all black asses home. I don't want to hear no street niggas come outside when the poets are slamming on each other. Cause all this is glorified deaf poetry slam shit. That's it. But anyway, great point, Sid. Listen to this here. He says, "Run, Joey, run. We gonna aim at your backpack." He says, "You a backpack rapper. You need to run your ass up out of this, nigga." Okay. Real shit. You should act more and you should rap less. There we go. We know Joey being the rapper / actor, getting on his Will Smithsonian Museum of Art, right? Because Joey Badass has been getting more and more serious, potentially looking to possibly land an Emmy or a Grammy. But you know what people say, you got to go through that Harvey Weinstein system.
Yeah, Joey, when he was doing Sorry Not Sorry, it was too much lobster pasta talk. It was. That's why I called him Dark and Lovely. It was too much beauty talk. We need someone getting in there and talking that shit. So I'm glad he came back with the Red Bull shit was fire. Yeah, and then we got a fire response from Ray Ron.
We told you.
Please, Joey, do not go back to that shit when you do a response record.
No, you got to come straight outside now because Ray Vaughn said, "Nigga, you're not stepping over me." All right? I got my mixtape out. I'm the new nigga right now. You're not stepping over me. All right, so let's get into it. He said every verse asks what that BBL costs. Okay, all right, so we throwing in some BBLs because him being adjacent to Hollywood, and everybody has been saying that Joey has had a glow up since the skinny kid on the cover of 1999, the classic mixtape. But he's saying what that BBL costs, Hollywood nigga. He says West Coast get it seasoned. He says now you heavy on the salt. What? He telling Joey, nigga, you salty. We heavy on the season. Like B-More say, this is Old Bay. All right, he said we heavy on the season. Slap your mama season right now. That's why I want you street niggas to stay home. Y'all can't do this. Stay the fuck home. Let the poets slam on each other. All right, here, so let's get into it. He says, catch him at the Staples Center. Oh, he says, bet you, okay, he says, just bet you I'm a spark. Okay, so he got his, he's got his wordplay there. He says, Goofy, don't let power get your TV turned off, nigga, what? He says here, you done ran into them steppers, right? Because, everybody was referencing steppers when Kendrick was dressed. When
J. we talked Cole, about 50 Cent.
Yeah. When they saw Kendrick come out there with the grandma quilts, everybody felt arrogant. Oh, they said, this nigga lost his edge.
They did. When they saw Kendrick with the grandma quilts, they was like, yeah, we gonna get this
We gonna get this Erykah Badu nigga.
That's when Drake became more cocky.
Yeah, J. Cole was talking shit. Since everybody a stepper, I'm going to step on your shoe.
They saw Kendrick with the twist out, the blowout. They was like, oh, yeah, this nigga ain't Dan. This nigga ain't...
nigga ain't nobody.
Good Kid, Mad City.
That nigga went to therapy.
We think we can get this nigga now.
Ooh. I said, y'all better stop it. I said, y'all better stop rehabilitating Kendrick.
Remember all that shit?
He might relapse.
All that shit they was speaking on her loss?
Yeah.
That shit was funny.
He make a color purple music. Like, it was a lot. I said, whoa. I said, because a nigga went and sat down with a therapist in a video. Y'all talking heavy shit. I said, I hope y'all ready if that little nigga come outside again. All right, so let's get into it. Uh-oh, here we go. Cause I don't know, man. Cause sitting at y'all know me. I've been cooking the whole conductor situation, and then cause I had a lot of people get at me. They were like, "Bro, you mad cause you don't like lo-fi?" I'm like, "Look, nigga."
No, we never said conductor wasn't a bad producer. We're saying that the mixture of Joey trying to be cute with the conductor production just wasn't good for diss records.
I mean, it sounded like love making music. What would you say if I walk up to you and spit in your face? Like, what the? Joey, what are you doing?
Unhand me, yeah.
Okay, so here we go. Conductor got you sounding like you in a jazz band. Oh, my God. What we doing right now? He said, conductor got you sounding like you in a jazz band. All right? He says, why you going after Dot? He think he Pac-Man. All right? Because, listen, it did surprise people when Joey Badass came out there with the red pants and he was doing the K-Dot pop-out dance, the K-Dot pop-out stanky leg dance. Because Sid and I, we were confused, but we said,
well, that was
50 Cent is over there.
That was Kendrick mocking Drake.
Yeah.
And then
Joey was mocking Kendrick.
But also, what I do like about what Kendrick said on Squabble Up, 50 deep, but it ain't deep enough. And then Ray Ron, they're saying like, look, anybody can get it. 50 Cent can get it too.
All right.
And 50 Cent old bloated ass ain't going in the booth.
50 couldn't do anything against. He couldn't do anything against Young Buck.
He couldn't do anything against Rick Ross.
No, Rick Ross
gets under 50 Cent's skin.
Rick Ross stays smoking 50. I'm like, 50, let that go. Because, you've been calling that nigga fat since Cam's diss on funeral music.
And now you see the West Coast niggas try to get on 50. They online saying 50 turned to a Instagram blogger.
Right. All right, children, boys and girls. CJ40, and he on drugs, clickbaiting for a honeycomb. He says, get your own buzz. Skeletons inside your closet playing Bone Thugs. Okay, so they still going back to the theory that Joey Badass might have been scraping and scrambling in the honeycomb hideout. So I'm like, they bringing this back around.
Yo, Joe, you gotta be careful with that because they may start asking, did you let Diddy put it in your butt?
Nigga, is this true?
You're going to have to really, really, really do a good job at fighting against that.
African-American nigga, is this true? Because this is
the
umpteenth time they done came around to this honeycomb hideout shit.
They're going to be like, were you the dark-skinned French Montana?
Oh, man.
You see French Montana all up in the photos and shit in the trial?
I know.
That big
Down syndrome Drake.
That wasn't Down syndrome Drake. I always thought that French Montana was a retarded Drake.
All right. All right now. So, okay, here we go. This is the rebrand. He says, I put the whole Pro Era on the Pro Club. All right. So he says, it's the game. It is what it is. He says, Ho, is you stupid or dumb? Popping it, then spinning about 20v1. Ho, is you finished or done? Then he goes on and says, we don't give a fuck where you from. So, Joey did say, now he did say it on the verse when he was standing next to Absol and Big Sean. He was acting like this was a 20v1, but I said, Joey did say West Coast dick licking. He said too much West Coast dick licking. And then, of course, the West was like, from Nevada to Colorado to some niggas in Kansas City, damn near.
Oh, yeah. I think this is great for hip-hop.
Yeah.
Remember, the Dummies Cauldron, B. Moore talked about it last year. She said during the transits in astrology that independent creators are going to make a comeback, and also lyricists.
She said lyricists.
So lyricists is going to be a big theme and big deal for this year, and not only this year but next year too. So I think that New York niggas need to get on the mic and clap back again with no violence in the streets.
New York niggas, don't be sensitive though, because some of y'all, I get the history, but sometimes when you niggas are dissing West Coast rappers, I do know you niggas become very unraveled. Y'all niggas, like, they become very unraveled and then they start saying random shit. Now, Ray Vaughn is just boxing. All right? He's just boxing right now. Now, this is the post-chorus. This nigga they say post-chorus. He says, okay, what's up? Shut up. Now, I thought about that for a moment in my nigga conspiracy mind. I said, why is he Trick Daddy, Puff Daddy, tricking with daddies? A daddy that tricks?
That's what it said like. Yeah.
I said, are we going back to this honeycomb hideout? Okay, why is he singing Trick Daddy?
And that makes me feel like
what's going on?
It makes me feel like Daylight is going to hammer down more on that too. Because Daylight is going to respond as well, because Joey was really clapping back at Daylight heavy. So we going to see.
Yeah, because let me tell you another reason why I know Daylight doesn't care, because he got Spawn tattoos on his face. It took me a year to figure out what was going on there. Then I looked at it. I was like, oh, that's Spawn. Shouts out to Todd McFarlane, creator of Spawn, and Al Simmons, right? But here we go again. Okay, what's up? Shut up. I says, what is he? Is he insinuating that Joey has a daddy or a tricking daddy? What the hell is going on here? Right now, when Joey said, I've been to plenty Diddy parties, I ain't never seen a freak off.
Never?
I said, listen, I know people was getting on him, but I said at that time, I said he got to say something.
And I feel like, to your point, I feel Ray Vaughn still flipped it back towards him.
He still doubled down. Ray Vaughn would have quadrupled down on it.
He doubled down on the honeycomb.
He double dipped the chip, no Seinfeld. The hell they keep talking about this hideout shit? Because I ain't going to. We talked to one rapper that went to a Diddy mansion, and he told me directly the nigga was scared to go back. I said, nigga, don't go back to that shit. Why did you go there?
I'm just trying to figure out how was he able to avoid all that when we've heard people who went to the party one time and Diddy tried to put his finger in their butt.
Yeah, we talked to one nigga. We ain't gonna say the brother's name, but he was on the phone trembling. He's
Dog Crimez.
What the fuck you go for?
He was staring at my dick.
I said, nigga, why'd you go? It's
Diddy. Nigga, why did you go over there?
The nigga wears shades in the house.
You had white guys having it too, bro. I went to Diddy party, man.
He teabagged me.
Man, he teabagged me, man. I was drunk with my friends on the couch and he put his balls on my face.
Why did you go? Stupid nigga. You couldn't pay me. Some of that violation stuff, but I had to terminate a nigga on sight. No G unit. I don't have that. My temper's way too flippant. Okay, so that's too much.
Because you don't know. Like, niggas allege that he was putting pills and champagne bottles and shit.
Did y'all see he had the two actors from Snowfall, and one was dark skinned and one was light skinned, and he was like, ooh, yeah.
Yeah, I saw that.
Ebony and Ivory.
You saw Diddy when he said to Fabulous, man, we having parties.
Yeah.
Wow. Man. And Fabulous looked scared.
Yeah, but Fabulous been over there for 15 years. He just didn't want that shit exposed. Oops.
Yeah, but there've been years where they haven't been together.
Yeah.
So that's why Diddy's like, we haven't partied in a long time. And I saw Fabulous bottom lip quiver.
Yeah, he did. That Dominican lip, that bottom Dominican lip. That nigga was shaking. I said, Diddy punking these niggas out right? I mean, he acting like Debo in the prison yard. Give me your cornbread.
I take your cookie.
All right, so he says here, moving on forward, but yeah, again, I think the post-chorus is alluding to daddies that trick or trick daddy, Diddy, Puff Daddy. Look,
your theory could be true.
It could be a nigga conspiracy mind, but I'm just saying there's a lot of references to daddies and diddies and tricking and honeycombing hideouts, So, verse 2 says, "Won't smoke, I'm a vape lord, walk around with a 9 on me, feel like I'm in a great war." Let's see, he says, "I can send him to the stars, he get paid for it." They still saying Joey Badass went Hollywood. They saying, Joey, you need to go back to your Will Smithsonian Museum of Art.
He said, go back to acting, get out of hip-hop, get out of rap.
This is for the MCs. All right? He says, I can send him to the stars. That's what he get paid for. But standing next to Soul ain't gonna save yours. Now, people online were like, they said, damn, Joey dissing Ray Vaughn and Daylight standing next to Ab Soul, a.k.a. Sticks. So people were saying, wow, That's what he can do, right? So people's giving that up. So Ray Vaughn doubled back around. He said, that ain't going to save your soul.
And remember, Ray addressed it because Joey did a good job on the Red Bull trying to paint Daylight in a certain way. He said, Daylight, you had your whole ass out.
Yeah. He did good.
Don't be trying to insinuate anything with me and Diddy.
Yeah, we got it, because Ray Vaughn was getting sparked up. But also remember what Ab-Soul said too. That was a response to the indirect that Ab-Soul had himself, because Ab-Soul did say, y'all lucky that I ain't step in it. Because Soul is just for the sport. Right? But he did allude that, whatever's going on with Daylight, Ray Vaughn and Joey, y'all just lucky I didn't get into it. And then Ray Vaughn said, you can stand next to Soul, but it ain't gonna save yours. So again, friendly competition, competitive sports, it's fine when the poets are speaking to each other. Again, I don't need no stands and I don't need no dumb street niggas trying to escalate the issue in the call center. All right? But yes, absolutely. It says this, by standing next to Soul, it ain't gonna save yours. Every verse, Hoe talking about I'm back. That did make me laugh. Because Joey is saying that when
the ruler's back. Yeah, that's what Joey Badass said. The ruler's back. So the champ is here.
But what did I tell you guys? Get the production going. And come right out with the punchlines.
Ray is saying you a paper champ. Where's the numbers?
You know who Ray Vaughn acting like right now? Y'all remember in Rocky 3 when Mr. T was in the crowd and it was unveiling that statue in Philadelphia for Rocky Balboa with his wife? And then Clubber Lang came out there and he said, hey, fool, I'm talking to you. I want you. Yeah. His woman get more pipe in the bed from the plumber than she do her old man. That's how Ray Vaughn acting like right now.
It's very important for
Clubber Lang Vaughn.
You go
Clubber Lang Vaughn.
Joey, you gonna need a fire producer from New York. I do feel like your intuition of having it be New York with conductor, I get the New York thing, but not conductor. You're gonna have to find someone that can give you that fire production from New York for battle rapping.
That's if you choose to proceed. Do not pass go. Right? But Clubber Lang Vaughn is standing in the crowd while people were unveiling the statue for Joey Badass for his verse. I believe that was delivered yesterday, or at least it debuted yesterday. So Clubber Lang Vaughn is in the crowd and he's got his cowboy suede jacket on and he's saying, hey, fool, I want you. But anyway, this is a very humorous record here. He says, we don't give a this part did make me laugh. He says, we don't give a fuck about where you was or where you at. He says, we don't care where you from. Or no, he says, we don't care where you was at. He says, you talking about the rulers back, nigga. We don't care where you was at.
Yeah, he said, we don't care about no slick rig. You talking about you Raekwon. You ain't none of them niggas.
Yeah. So Clubber Lang Vaughn, let's go into it. He says to see the fans only know you for the acts, not the blaps. So he's saying that Joey don't have no slaps. He don't have no blaps. He don't have no bangers.
Not since 2017.
He don't have anything that make it sound like there's alligators in the trunk. That's what he's saying. Okay? So that is, but on the flip side, as an artist, as an MC, as a rapper, that is what Joey has been accredited for making those types of songs and, giving you a little bit of the boom bop era and things like that. But when it came to the battle, again, the conductor thing, I said that is going to hurt you. People got to understand the production is very important. It's one of the reasons why some people keep trying to grade Family Matters on the curve. And I'm like, nigga, you like the beat switches. The lyrics didn't really come that hard. Ready? Right? No Diddy. Right? But the lyrics didn't really show up. So here we go. It says, see the fans only know you for their acts, not the blaps. He says, I know where you wasn't. You was never on the map. All right. He says, we don't give a fuck about where you was at or where you was at. Look, sleep with one eye open. He says, I'm Futurama. These things that he does here, like when he says, look, sleep with one eye open, I'm Futurama. He does that very well. I'll give you guys a tip. Anybody that does that very well in just their verses, they could be a problem for you in a battle. because he does good with painting pictures with his metaphors and his similes. All right. So Vaughn leans very much so in that. And I told you guys before, he knows how to put in humor and wit. And I said, and Cindy and I, we talk about this, as when rappers are able to incorporate humor and they can make you laugh or at least chuckle, they're more than likely they can be very dangerous in a battle. I'll give you an example. When T.I. raps, he's never made no nigga like chuckle or laugh, right? But T.I. is inherently funny, but it was easy for him to really pick apart Lil Flip's image. But not only that, I told y'all, Scarface and them boys kind of backdoored Lil Flip in the battle, so it took all the steam out of quote-unquote his perceived credibility. Now, when T.I. went after Lil Flip and the Lucky Charm sued and what type of leprechaun is you? I ain't gonna put a mask on Flip. I'm gonna empty out the clip and then your ass gonna flip. That was funny. That shit was type of funny. But one could argue, based on how Lil Flip was dressing and walking around and people really didn't know much about him outside of the Game Over, one could argue that was an easy breakdown for Tip. So, I felt Tip was the better lyricist. I love Zero and Flip when they did their tag team stuff, and Zero had a few joints he threw some shots at T.I. that was funny. But T.I. had a much harder time when he ran into Ludacris.
Well, also, I got to add this in because Vic is being funny. You are making me laugh in the chat, Vic. Vic is being disrespectful.
Uh-huh.
He said, Ron just Meek Mill with palm trees. I don't think you can do Ray like that though, Rick. What you said is funny, but
that ain't true.
I don't think that's true.
I don't think that, nigga, because Meek didn't show up in the battle.
Yeah, Meek got his ass beat by Drake.
Yeah,
and they got embarrassed and all that stuff. So and Meek Mill was also allowed academics to clown him and shit like that.
Yeah.
I don't see Ron having that situation or that type of issues.
My personal opinion, as it stands right now, the type of classified rapper / MC that I see Vaughn is, I don't think, no way. I don't feel Drake would even drop the back-to-back to that type of caliber MC if Vaughn had the same attention that Meek Mill had at the time with Dreams Worth More Than Money. I actually think Drake would have avoided the situation. Because Drake is smart enough to, when he knows, that's why we kind of felt he didn't have that much of confidence going into the battle with Kendrick, because he does cognitively understand who Kendrick is as an MC. He don't know what the nigga about to do, but he does understand, like when Joe Budden dropped all them 7 diss records on his ass, Drake went the other way. He just said pump it up in front of
Well, Joe Budden is relentless. I mean, once you get in a battle with him, he'll drop 10 tracks and the graveyard production.
That's why him and The Game had one of the longest rapping battles. They both niggas had 12-minute tracks.
Right.
They on a 19th beat switch. Hurricane Game, So let's see here. Let me get into some of the other stuff too, because he really made sure he kept the punchlines at the point. And I kept saying that. I said, bro, y'all, some of y'all rappers, when y'all talking about y'all want to wow the crowd and diss people, y'all so dry with the punchlines. It's like there's one punchline every verse, and I don't feel like going into the Da Vinci Code. Okay, I think it was fun when Kendrick did it. I think it's fun when Jay-Z does it, but a lot of these niggas cannot pull it off, all right? So I felt that was the case early on. He said, stupid ass nigga, I could tell he never been in drama. Again, play on him being an actor. He says, and nobody, I was ready. Okay, drama and nobody. He says, I was ready for your baby mama for sure. Call yourself speaking for the coast without backup. That has been a criticism of Joey Badass. When he said he was holding New York down, there were critics that said nobody cared.
Yeah, New York, come on. Y'all was for over 30 years cocky with saying we were the best lyricists. Y'all said that the mumble mouth South can't stand up.
Hold up.
You said the West Coast niggas only care about gangbanging.
That he did say that.
New York, y'all was up for a long time in lyricism, and now y'all leaving Joey out there on his own. Ain't nobody coming out talking on the mic. The last time New York niggas came outside is when Kendrick did Control.
Yeah.
You had Papoose, you had a lot of New York niggas. They came out and they responded. You know, I mean, maybe it's making it look like New York niggas ain't even really caring about what you're doing, Joey, and that's not a good look.
That's because they all behind Drake. No, that's the truth.
That's true.
Yeah, they all behind Drake.
Industry New York niggas.
Yeah, they all behind Drake. The industry niggas. I'm not talking about the regular niggas like the 9-to-5ers, the niggas that got to FedEx and shit. No, the industry niggas of New York, they are all either behind Drake or J. Cole.
Yeah, well, luckily, you know, Jay-Z kind of ruins that for Drake, because a lot of the industry niggas who love Drake, they would leave Drake for Jay-Z. Elliot did, you know, Fat Joe over there, you know, being funded by Rock Nation for his podcast with Jadakiss. But still, yeah, the industry niggas that are from New York, they really do love Cole and Drake.
Yeah.
You saw 50?
Yeah.
He's like, why did Cole do that, man?
Yeah,
he's the champ.
He's the champ of what?
Him and Drake.
Of bike riding? Hey, what are we talking about? But no, Ray Vaughn is getting busy. I'm gonna dig in a couple more of the verses here. He says your last slap was in 2017, and I play ball. I can deal with niggas on the screen. Double entendres right there. All right. He says Ray Whopper quick to turn into a rollout. He did say on that Heart Part 6 freestyle, he said I'll turn a nigga into an album rollout. You know, so he did talk about that, and it looks like that's becoming a case. He says, heard they move the goalposts every time we show out. Now, that is something we've talked about before when some of the more astute lyrical MCs pop out of the West Coast. We did talk about industry niggas always moving the goalposts like a white racist. I said, this is white supremacy. If y'all move this damn goalpost one more fucking time. All right. So let's see here what else we got. Here's a line convo. It's really a blowout. Okay, so he said this ain't even a battle. Nigga, this is a blowout. And again, this is Ray Vaughn now escalating the call at the call center because people were complaining. Some folks were being irritated, but we did say this verse is going to force said opposition to elevate the competition. And so that's what Ray Vaughn did. And he did meet it in under the 24-hour response in? Is that correct? Yeah. Yeah, he did the 24-hour response thing, right? All right, it says Dot didn't respond. Now you're trying to call Cole out. And then he says, dumbass. Now.
Probably saying dumbass because we know Cole ain't coming out. And if he does, he's just going to retract again.
Well, also, Cole left himself open for that, too, because Freddie Gibbs came outside.
He's the bullet that missed Trump.
And now all of the veterans getting fucked up. Doge is running around. So because of Cole.
That's how deadly Cole is. He said he misses.
Yeah. He's deadly when he miss.
Just because a gun doesn't fire don't mean it ain't dangerous.
Oh, he said don't mean it ain't deadly.
Armed and dangerous.
What did Biggie say? While your gun is raising, mine's is blazing.
Right.
Okay? Just because the gun ain't been shot, it don't mean that it ain't deadly. Okay? I said, stop it, Cole. Stop it. All right? Okay, he says, hey, ho, is you stupid or dumb? Popping it, then spinning it about a 20v1. So he's saying, nigga, you Drake. You a Drake nigga. He's saying you a dark-skinned Drake nigga.
He's saying you being too pretty. Because Drake was trying to be pretty with the, Family Matters and drop,
yeah.
You know.
Kendrick still trolling his ass. Drop. Again, all right, the poets are outside. Let them body slam each other, folks. No Diddy. All right, let me put this up on the screen so y'all can see it too, by the way. Let's see what else we got here. Okay. A-ho, is you stupid or dumb? Popping it, then spinning it, talking about a 20v1. Hey, Rakim, stupid ass think he Rakim. TDE superstars, jealousy ain't locked in. He said, nigga, we got superstars over here. There shouldn't be no jealousy. He says, I done peeled so many caps. He says, I go to med school. This is the strength of Ray Vaughn as an MC. This is what he does periodically, bar for bar for bar for bar. Again, we've seen definitely other MCs do it. It's that Ray Vaughn does it at a very accelerated rate. Okay, when other MCs do it like every 4, 5, 6 bars, like he actually gives you these back to back. Kind of reminds you. Remember when people first heard Cassidy? Cassidy kept giving you punchlines between punchlines, and people like, God damn, buddy, what is he on? All right, he says here. Let me go ahead. Bullets flying by sounds like sounds on the Neptunes. Thought the beef was lobster. Really, it was Deadpool. And he says, for that energy, I'll give him wings once I Red Bull. So, he's pulling double entendre there, but he says, I see that it's bullshit. Sorry, maybe not sorry.
I kiss you up to God.
Okay. Good point, Sid. Triple. Red Bull gives you wings. Absolutely. Good point. Says, sorry, not sorry. Shit was weak. Pardon me. He made an whole LP copping, please. Black man, let him breathe. Derek Chauvin's trying to get outside right now.
Yeah, a lot of niggas trying to get out of prison. Casanova. Yeah. Tory Lanez. Woo. Damn,
Yeah, so they said, let him breathe. He says, nah, fuck that. Hang him from the popular trees. All right, he says he had y'all fooled like he do it for the sport. Now, Sid and I, we did talk about that. We said,
we said it was a possibility.
It's a possibility.
We said we wasn't sure 100%, but we did feel there was some 50 Cent action behind there.
Yeah, because it was no Twitter account, but because Joey popping out in them red pants was random as hell to the general public.
And the reason why we just felt it was true because how we was paying attention. The Family Matters, the G Unit chain. All right, we said all right, but after the Andrew Schultz stuff, we said enough, nigga. So we had to put it out because I'm like, everybody ignoring this shit. Y'all see 50 moves?
Yeah, but they was like.
So we talked about it early on our Patreon because we didn't see nobody else in hip hop media talk about it. We just put it out there.
So he said, nah, fuck that, hang him from the popular trees. He had y'all fooled like he does it for the sport. He do it for the sport. He says, I'm Snoop Dogg kicking over the little fort. Bing. All right, so y'all remember when Snoop Dogg kicked over the building when they did New York, that record? All right, and he says, here we go. This is the grand punchline. Grand finale. No Method Man, no Nas. All right? Says, you let Ice Spice turn into the king of New York.
It's been a little bit embarrassing for New York lately. It started at the real L started with Tekashi 6ix9ine.
We talked about that.
And I remember when Tekashi first came out, it was like day one, we said feds.
Yeah.
And so many New York niggas came on the phone, even Baby Bloods.
Yeah, they did.
It was a Baby Blood who called in and said, yo, you don't cry, I fuck with your show. I'm a baby, I'm a blood, you know all that. I'm telling you, Tekashi official.
Pyru in Harlem?
I was like, thank you for enjoying the show, bro. We love you, but.
Pyru /
But.
Pyru or blood.
We still gonna stand by our opinion of
Tekashi.
We doubled down like that nigga fed.
I doubled down on that dirty bandana. The fuck you mean, nigga? What's going on? Because y'all, the reason why it was wild to me because New York, especially the industry niggas, see the fans got tricked. Now I will say to the regular New York citizens, they got tricked because a lot of them were angry. They said, "What is this?" But the New York niggas was to the official industry niggas, even behind the scenes. It was like, nah, man, he official, man. I get it. It may look a little
Jim
weird.
Jones was saying that shit too.
He good. He can always pull through Harlem, and everybody know, nigga, I'ma pull up. I was always the muscle and dipset. Niggas always know that.
And then when he was he said Cardi, Jim Jones, he was ratting on everybody. Shotty got locked up. Shotty was a dumb nigga though. I'm sorry. We said on day one, we said to the Shotty nigga, you gonna get locked up.
We said he was gonna lock up that black Squidward shaped headed nigga. I said that nigga about to get thrown under the bus. Kluk kluk, like Big Bruce said, ran over that cat. Kluk kluk. About to run over your Squidward shaped headed ass nigga. All right. So That right there is the greatest and strongest punchline in Ray Vaughn's Hoe Era diss response to Joey Badass, because Joey did say he was repping for New York. Ray Vaughn says, all right, sir, I got you. Let me deconstruct that. And we're going to leave on this note that Ice Spice was the king of New York. And let's keep it real. A lot of industry foul play went on. They didn't even want to give it to Nicki. I'm just saying, they didn't even want to give the crown to Nicki.
Yeah, you know what? I remember when even DJ Envy was being a crybaby.
Come on.
All the DJs.
Come on, New York radio.
We're going to boycott Nicki. We're going to boycott Nicki Minaj.
Remember that? You couldn't pay nobody else nowhere else to pull that shit what Envy did on Power 105. I was confused. Confucius. Because me and Sin was confused. It was two of us confused. We were Confucius. I says, y'all are going to boycott Nicki Minaj? Who else got the crown up there?
That was a real great point. New York, y'all failed.
Y'all didn't even want to give it to Nicki. So, Ray Vaughn, point up, sir. We tip our hat to you on this one. You got this round. So I'll give it up to Ray Vaughn. The nigga did his thing. Ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna tell you what I'm smelling. No potpourri, no incense. All right, no Dollar General air freshener, no Fabuloso. But I smell this is level 1 for Ray Vaughn. I suspect if he goes back again, he's gonna get very dusty.
Although what Joey showed on Red Bulls,
yes,
if he brings that energy with lyricism and great production,
he can do something.
Then we're talking about a really great battle.
But I also think this is, okay, let's put this in perspective. Let's get rid of Joey Badasses and all of the tracks, right? I think the Light Ray, I do think in his own way that's a bait line. And I think he threw something out there and he wanted to see what type of shark teeth Ray Vaughn was working with. Because, again, you got to compare these guys to boxers, the men and women that do this. Boxers, for the first 3 rounds, they're kind of filling each other out in the ring. No diddy. Okay, unfortunately, that's what it is. But they're usually filling each other out. I think Joey Badass, I think he's heard Ray Vaughn rap. He clearly see that the nigga can spit, but we haven't seen Ray Vaughn in action in a battle, right? We've seen him do his freestyle on the Heart Part 6. It was a brilliant display of his dexterity as an MC. But also, I think Joey Badass wanted to throw I'm a Light Ray. I think he wanted to see what type of energy Ray Vaughn is working with. Ray Vaughn right now is showing you what he's capable of at this level. I feel Ray Vaughn can get very dirty in the next round. That's what I think. I think he can get very dirty in the next round.
Well,
because
that's what that Ab Soap part of his diss was for.
Yeah.
He was saying, I don't care if you stand next to Ab. You know, we go past this level. You know, I'm gonna go further in on you.
Right. Now again, if the Honeycomb Hideout rumors aren't true, then Joey should be able to rhyme with confidence.
I agree.
You know, I'm just being honest with you. Now, you know, I don't know. I'm not here to make no accusations. All right, but
yeah, it's suing season.
All right, yeah,
so,
but I'm not here to make.
We don't know what's true, what's not.
I'm not gonna hate on the nigga for making more money. Okay, because sometimes when niggas make more money, they can oil their skin, you know? And sometimes in the hood, you know, they call niggas gay because their skin got cocoa butter on there. The gay ass nigga, smelling good and shit.
Yeah, I was going to say, sometimes niggas who be saying gay ass nigga be attracted to the nigga, so you got sometimes be watchful for that.
But I don't know. This is a lot of tripling down, quadrupling down from Daylight, scrambling and scraping. And Daylight, you got to go back to his joints, you know, when they was talking about the East Coast, West Coast beef, you know, Daylight said, well, wait a minute, that was y'all mans in them. Allegedly, I mean, based on what Keefy D was saying, because there is we talked about this, there is a de facto stereotype that is put on the West Coast.
Well, that's why I thought Joey was slick on the Red Bull when he said it's ironic that Suge and Diddy are both in prison.
Yeah. Well, because the other side of the game is this, to Sin's point, you know, and going back to what Daylight said, you know, look what Keefy D said. You know, the whole Vaughn Zip rumor, the $1 million contract rumor, what Big Gene talked about. Tupac was born in New York. Biggie, born in New York. Diddy, born in New York. A lot of New York action really took off, or it's really, if you want to argue, it's really a New York conflict that happened overseas. So I think sometimes with West Coast niggas, they get like pissed off, like, bro,
y'all all blamed us.
Yeah, allegedly that was supposed to be y'all nigga.
But who paid for the hit?
See? All right. I mean, so that's what Daylight was alluding to, that people talked over him when he said that.
Yeah,
I mean,
because at one time, I'm not gonna lie, like even the rumor about the West Coast is y'all niggas just kill everybody.
True.
So
right, that is the rumor.
You know, there were some people from the East Coast or from New York, like, I'm tired of the West Coast niggas. They just kill niggas. and one of the biggest ones was the whole Biggie and Tupac. They was like, y'all just be killing niggas.
Been hanging that over them niggas' head.
Niggas can't eat. Niggas can't rap and all that.
Yeah.
But, you know, people didn't talk about other people who played into it. You know, like
you
said, you know, it was technically it was an East Coast beef that spread over to the West.
It happened overseas
when Pac went over there to the West Coast.
And I get it. You know, Tupac said he got his game from the Bay.
Right.
But also Tupac had to leave New York.
Now the Big U and all that stuff, allegations, that's on y'all.
Yeah.
But the whole Tupac and Biggie shit, a lot of East Coasters would have to face the reality that they played a large part.
They got that nigga on trial right now. Diddy, by the alleged rumors, again, that are out there, Diddy sound like a serial killer. All right? So I want to put that out there. Yeah, Pac always said he got his game from the Bay. He had ties in Oakland. He had ties in L.A. That is true. But Pac also had to get his ass up out of New York because they shot him up at the Quad Studio. Alleged New York underbosses wanted Pac up out of here.
Well, some people say, but he lived though in New York. Because a lot of times niggas get shot in New York, they still live most of the time.
Right.
You know, niggas get shot in the West, they die.
Yeah. That's what they say. Don't take it there.
That's why I think that's.
Well, them niggas don't miss. Right. So even when Daylight said that, because listen, look, it is true. It is true. All right. Daylight said, you know, that was allegedly y'all mans in them, you know, and to Sin's point, yeah, Badass is going to reflect about it's crazy about, you know, Suge and Puff are both in prison, but also, you know, allegedly, you know, a particular type of toxic Scorpio was a huge shit starter. You know, and they're saying he had ties everywhere. So it is, I do think, you know, on the New York industry side of the game, it always made me laugh. I thought it was so interesting how New York industry niggas could always just comfortably shit completely on the West Coast, but don't talk about Diddy. And don't talk about the possibility that the Diddy Pac situation was a New York situation along with said underground bosses, and then it happens overseas.
They calling Diddy a plague. He like spreading sores on people's mouths.
Yeah.
I'll be sure said he destroyed R&B.
Come on.
You know.
That nigga crashing into genres.
Don B got a great post when he talked about how he felt I'll be sure was correct about Diddy fucking up R&B.
He did. Diddy did. Because he kept singing too.
No, I just wanted the R&B singer. Like, you know, when he did the Carl Thomas, he pissed me the fuck off because Carl Thomas was a great singer, and I wish I never met her at all. Yeah. Diddy was getting in the way. Yeah. Then, you know, I Need a Girl Part 1 and 2. He up there and dancing and like, get the fuck out the way, Diddy. I just wanted to hear fucking Usher.
Yeah, I told you.
Then in Total, he up there singing too. It's like, damn, nigga.
I like Total too. I thought they were really dope.
Can't you see?
Yeah.
What you do?
Yeah, man, they were fucking
like,
dope.
Come on. Then
he coming.
He fucked over 112 and shit. Like,
man,
come on, Diddy.
Yeah. So you know, listen. I don't know what's going on, man. I don't know what is going on, but they keep doubling down on this honeycomb hideout, daddy trick, daddy, okay, what's up, shut up shit. Now Ray Vaughn then doubled down on it. All right? So I'm very interested in what takes place moving forward. That's if Joey chooses to proceed, but I think the Light Ray joint, I think he wanted to see what Ray Vaughn is working with. And
they're going in on Big Sean. Black McBain said, can Big Sean not mention his girlfriend in one song? Well, you know,
I mean, let him be the player he is.
Big Sean likes to do the player music.
Come on now.
You know,
because
like,
girls is players too.
Yeah, that's his shit. That's
shit,
his
man.
lane.
Like,
You know,
you can't be having every nigga shoot up the club.
Right.
You gotta have one friend like Sean that can pull everybody, all the women.
You need some Casanova.
Yeah, you gotta have that. All right. I mean, it's better than that shit that was on For All the Dogs. That was some hateful shit. Now this shit sound red pillish.
Blow beyond the plane.
Yeah, like goddamn, nigga.
Like Drake, get back to the love. Well,
Bro.
he did listen to the advice of the culture.
Yeah.
Also, when Kendrick said, Euphoria singing.
Yeah, I like Drake with the melodies. I don't like Drake when he act tough.
Yeah, he came out there with Party, and hopefully he's gonna have fun on his solo album that, his streamers have been talking about, and he put out some good music.
Also, shouts out to Matthew Morrison. He says, this is my first time tuning in. Y'all are funny. Well, we appreciate you so much. Welcome to Thought Crimes. All right, but I'm going to say with this particular situation, Ray Vaughn did the damn thing. I feel, look, it could be a nigga conspiracy. I do still feel this is light work for Vaughn. Now, right now, Joey Badass is being pressed on the clock because now people are going to want to see what the capabilities are. He showed up when they dropped that joint yesterday with Daylight. I think.
You think Daylight is going to probably be responding too, though? You think he's going to? Because to me, when he said in this track about not having backup, I don't know. It feels like a precursor to like Daylight is going to be dropping something.
He is going to be dropping something. But Joey Badass, you wanted to be on version of John Wick.
Yeah, because he did, just to make it clear, he said West Coast
dick licking.
So when he said West Coast dick licking, that means
you activating that John Wick shit.
That means it's not a one-on-one. Anybody could come in, just like anybody from New York could come in and join this battle too.
Yeah, remember what Tupac said it? We bring in what he says, fuck you and your motherfucking mama. We bring in the motherfucking drama. What did he say? What did Tupac say at the end of Hit Up? He says, any one of you New York niggas can get it. Right? Remember that? He said, I was just talking to Biggie. Then everybody had to open up their mouth with a motherfucking opinion.
And then Pac was screaming that Mob Deep in them.
Yeah. So, listen, look, I'm very interested in where this goes. Again, let the poets slam. Let them do what the fuck they do with each other. Stands, be responsible. Stop being dusty. There's some dusty folks online right now. And street niggas, shut the fuck up. All right? If your boy get clipped with a few bars, that's what you're supposed to do. You get what I'm saying? There's some street niggas as a kid I could roast. Then there was some niggas that was in the streets, they were just fucking retarded. Nah, don't roast on that nigga. That nigga retarded, nigga. That nigga retarded.
Like, you mean like don't waste your people falling with Yay NATO?
Dime a dozen. Dime a dozen said bloop. Shouts out to Diamond Dozen, man. Y'all check him out. He got a project dropping soon, but he said bloop. But anyway, yeah, man. Sin, how did you feel about this? Also Ray Vaughn got a lot of very almost like a child's play energy.
He does.
Yeah, he's a very happy nigga.
Look, there's points on the board. Nobody won yet. Yeah. Now, if Joey Badass don't respond,
yeah, because this is a full song.
Then
it's not a verse.
Then Ray
got
has
this
won.
Point up. Now I know some people saying it's over.
Then he's won the battle, but it's not over yet. Joey Badass first has to respond or throw in the towel like J. Cole. We'll see what happens.
J. Cole became the towel.
He did.
All right. Yeah, look, the Ray Vaughn Joey Badass is like, this is some sparring shit. But Big Moore talked about it at the top of the year. She said there will be tie-overs from last year We told you guys in the middle of last year, or towards the end of last year, that there was going to be some residuals behind all of this. And sure enough, Vaughn has been circling around like a shark. But again, Joey Badass did say too much West Coast dick licking. And then he kind of was walking it back with some of the ad-libs between him and Ab-Soul when he said, I just shot up in the air. He says, come on, y'all are up right now. I say, well, I don't know about that one, player, because you did say too much West Coast dick licking. And the West was like, damn, bro, because our nigga knocked a Canadian nigga off, because we did say there was a lot of New York industry cats that were very much so behind Canada or old Germany.
Shout out to our Canadians.
Yeah.
But when he said he was, to your point, but when he was saying he was just shooting up in the air, he was trying to suggest that he wasn't sending shots at one particular West Coaster. It was just in general, but that was bullshit.
That's not what the rulers back in Sorry
right.
Not Sorry you're saying.
No, it's obviously you was going at the West Coast, but also Kendrick. So you wasn't just only just shooting up in the air like, oh, whoever responds, whoever responds. He was trying to get Kendrick back outside.
Yeah, he was trying to get Kendrick back outside. Like, Joey Badass is being a bit of a deviant right now.
He was, because you saw the cheeky grin on the Red Bull. Like, I just shut it up. I wasn't talking to nobody in particular.
I said, come on, Joey.
And then he tried to gaslight West Coast niggas. He said, y'all niggas sensitive.
Ooh.
Y'all some sensitive ass niggas. He called y'all Drake. And then Ray tried to flip it back and say, no, you Drake.
So he said talking about a 20v1. Because he also saying, like, bro, like Drake, yeah, y'all remember this? Come on now. Because when Joey showed up with this, everybody like, bro, what's going on? What's going on? And then I said, is that 50 Cent's mansion in Connecticut? Bro, what's going on? Yeah, let me see something here. Where was it at? Yeah, because Joey came out, and I was like, man, what's going on? I did, because, yeah, let me see where we can find it at. Let's see where we can find it at. Yeah, because, no, Sin is right. Joey was doing some gaslighting.
He was gaslighting.
Look, there it is.
He said,
there it is.
He said, y'all was on the West, y'all West Coast niggas, some crybaby Drake niggas that can't handle battle rap, that can't handle sparring. Bro. And then y'all some pajama wearing niggas that need to be tucked back to bed. And then that's why Ray flipped it back on him.
Yeah.
And said, nah, you the Drake nigga. Don't be calling us Drake niggas. You the Drake nigga.
Yeah, because I'm like, why he got on rojo? Why he got on red? Look at this. Because we know he ain't mocking Drake. Come on, man. So when Joey came out, he clearly was shooting at Kendrick.
Yeah, he was mocking Kendrick. And Kendrick was mocking Drake.
And then Kendrick,
he did that on a pop out.
Kendrick looked like he might have been sending some subs back on his GNX tour right now. He says, I'm taking my talent to New York. Y'all know which coast I'm doing it for.
Well, remember, on Control, he said, I'm the king of the West and the East.
That still made me laugh.
But, you know.
He said, I'm the offspring of Machiavelli.
That fired up New York niggas. That was the last time in hip hop history. That was the last time I saw New York stand up. It was literally the last time.
The niggas were angry. They were angry. Some of them were hungry. What y'all say, hangry? Them niggas were angry. But no, Joey. No, you didn't just shoot up in the air, sir. No, you had on rojo. You were standing out here in front of 50 Cent's Connecticut mansion. I don't know. I'm joking. I don't know. But look at here, man. We just saw this nigga K-Dot do this at the pop-out.
And he had the red pants on to reflect that too.
And not only look how this nigga driving.
And he had the auntie scarf on.
Yeah. And then he got the classic fuck around New York face while he driving. Look at his face. Yeah, I'm fucking with you niggas. Oh man, but look, y'all, look, keep it fun, I actually think this is a funny battle. Like I said, I would like for y'all to just enjoy yourselves. Everything is serious right now. There's a lot of stuff going on. Yeah.
Tory and Megan.
I know.
Beef is back outside again.
Yeah, I know.
If you're listening,
Uber driver came out.
If you pay attention to our Patreon, we did predict this would happen.
We talked about this.
We talked about it before he got stabbed 14 times. We talked about on our Patreon. We said Tory Lanez is going to make another attempt to get out of prison. Yeah. And he also may get hurt in prison. So that was we put that on the Patreon before it happened. So y'all go check that out.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of stuff happening. Like I said, there's a lot of serious shit happening in politics. Yeah. A lot of hip hop stuff. Cassie, it seemed like the stories like she's a rape victim.
I know.
Getting UTIs and all that. It's a lot going on, a lot of drama.
And then of course, nasty niggas stop on the piss and mouth conversation.
I know.
I'm like, y'all niggas are nasty. All right. But so that's why.
Why does
Go ahead.
You know what? I ain't asking this
what
question
were you gonna
right
ask?
Now. No, I like we kept this mostly PG. I'm gonna leave it alone.
Ray Vaughn did his thing, man. He did his thing, but I do feel if I'm assessing Ray Vaughn spiritually,
right?
I think the nigga can get a lot dustier. Somebody like Ray Vaughn, you got to come right outside swinging. You ain't gonna be able to do the love making shit. I think to me, Daylight in a way, I think he was mocking Joey Badass by like doing the same tone as him. Like, you want to rap decoded? I'm gonna rap decoded. Because
Daylight is a major troll.
Yeah, he's a huge troll, and I just felt I think he's mocking the nigga. Because if an MC came out with a more direct punchline, opening, subject, predicate, finisher type thing, I believe Daylight would have responded in the same way. We've seen his setup schemes in battles, but I felt he was mocking and he was making a parody of Joey Badass style. So Joey Badass came out and, on this one, when he was shooting up in the air, this one got 2.4 million views. And you could tell how saucy he was because look how he doing the neck roll like a black woman.
But Joey
he was
Badass
really in his bag.
Joey Badass is making it clear.
Yeah.
He said, whether you think I'm doing this in partnership with 50 or not,
yeah,
I'm here to get the bag.
Okay.
And the West is up. Okay. Now, what I do like that Ray on the diss record said, nah, nigga, I know you was coming at the dot. So, you could try to hide behind the 5% of New York shit. You can try to stand next to Absol. But Ray Ron was like, I know, nigga, you was trying to get at the dot. And now you trying to gaslight me and gaslight the West Coast. He said, I ain't going to let you do that.
Well, also, Ray Vaughn, he definitely seems to be a hip-hop connoisseur, a hip-hop historian, no LeBron James. He knows lyrically, not in physical sense, but lyrically having a body on your resume as an MC/rapper, that even elevates you to a different category. All right? Whatever Ray Vaughn chooses to do moving on forward, and let's say he 100% comes out the victor in the situation. What did it say? If Joey drops something that's Bansura or whatever the fuck it is, right? If he drops something and it's completely ass, like if it's a song that's completely ass, then Ray Vaughn will be a very strong he will be a part of the many chapters of where we go through and we talk about battles, when we talk about, because the internet, this is new. One of the reasons why the stand shit is killing a lot of shit right now. It didn't bled over into Doechii, Meg.
It got so bad that people are fighting in their own camp.
Yeah, they are.
I saw one OVO person, it was months ago, told King Jerry, shut the fuck up and let's just focus and enjoy Drake's music.
Right.
And then I see some people get on squabbles online that's in the Kendrick fan base. So I'm like, yeah, people, it's the stand-up is getting so bad that people in certain camps are even like fighting within the camp. So that was interesting to watch. So hopefully people enjoy the bars. Again, what B-More talked about last year, that is going to go back to lyricism, you following astrology. And then also what Gina's been saying on her show about get back to the bars. So hopefully people have fun and enjoy themselves and make money. Look, as you said, Joey Badass is able to get a lot of views off of this. This is also adds to the numbers for Ray Vaughn's album and all that. This is good. This is good. Yeah, this is
good
the whole
attention.
point.
This is good.
Make money off of this, and make more money off of this, and make more money off of this.
Yeah, see, that's why y'all see why I always, when I get a chance, I'll cook J. Cole, because you see when one nigga that's not like overtly affiliated with no street gang shit, you see how they change the mood of the situation, because by default, Drake was going to go into, who really bang talk, because he understands who Kendrick is. But also, like I said, I believe there was a bit of some fear right there because of the whole concern, the West Coast and all this other stuff. But if J. Cole's dumbass would have just stayed there and just kept the battle going, like, you see how light this shit is at the end of the day with Ray Vaughn and Joey Badass. Like, Joey ain't coming out here. Even Joey is being responsible, whether people want to clown him or not. He is saying, let's keep it on hip-hop. It don't have to go into no other shit. So I do give him that. And then Ray Vaughn was like, fine, let's just do it. That's what we're doing. Ray Vaughn got enough common sense, and I got to give it to him. He's handling his platform well. He just said, let's bar up. That's what I'm saying with the hip-hop shit. That's why I said the drill music didn't put too many cuckabugs on niggas' brains. Niggas didn't think, like, you do a diss record, now they think, all right, these are no-fly zones. You can't come to Detroit. You can't come to Chicago.
They do that that graveyard shit, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you deserve to be 6 feet under. Nah,
because you rap well? Because I do poetry well? You trying to put a nigga in the dirt? All right. Also, Dime a Dozen says here, let me go back to what his statement was. He says, Daylight broke Joey's new verse down in his last track, Backpack. Yeah, I'm hearing people saying that Daylight may have gotten word about, or he may have heard the Joey Badass verse that we heard for the first time yesterday, and that's why he released the Backpack track. Yeah,
that's the rumor.
That is the rumor. But we tell you, a lot of the folks in the industry, man, they always know when shit about to drop. Okay? They always know about that type of stuff. So again, Ray Vaughn, did his thing. Now he delivered a song with 4 verses, I believe. He delivered a song to Joey Badass's verse that we heard for the first time yesterday that allegedly Daylight might have already gotten word about. And we will see if Joey Badass has a song for Ray Vaughn. I think Clubber Lang Vaughn is ready. I think he wants to take it to the next level lyrically. And I think everybody's trying to keep it on rap. And honestly, this is the lightest shit going on in media right now.
I know.
That's crazy.
This is the light in the darkness. Everything in media is dark. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Rape cases, child trafficking cases,
gunshot wound victims,
school shootings.
Yeah. Government shutdowns.
Wars.
Well, this sounds like that track from Kendrick's Untitled, planes falling out the sky, trains crash. Yeah, so look, we have fun. Y'all know how it is. We like to cover this stuff, the hip hop shit. I think these two brothers are at the end of the day, these are both astute poets that are having some slam poetry right now, which has been going on since the days of the griot, all the way tracing back to Africa. So it's in the DNA. Right? So it's all in the DNA. And I think also, as a culture, people should add more to that history and respect the art form. We done had a lot of people who are black and non-black from the industry try to ruin the art form of poetry. And let's just keep it real. This ain't nothing but slam poetry between two poets. Potentially a third, because Daylight sound like he gonna be coming back outside. All right? So Joey Badass did activate the John Wick code. I knew it was getting ridiculous. I don't know who the guy was, but he was responding to Joey Badass in Spanish.
He was.
I checked my calendar. Is it Cinco de Mayo? Y'all seen that guy? He had no shirt on. He had the braids with the tattoos on the chest, and he was rapping in Spanish. All right. Sid,
yeah.
Where do you what numerically? What do you give Ray Vaughn's track?
I give it a strong 8.
Okay, then there we go. All right, I give it right now. Ray Vaughn is looking to do the finishing job. I feel Ray Vaughn is looking to lyrically have a body on his record. His track is called Hoe Era. You guys can go ahead and have that. And also, Joey Badass was questioned by Ray Vaughn about the integrity of the upkeep of Pro Era as well. So he talked about that as well. So this will be very interesting. And he's definitely looking to have Joey come back outside. You get what I'm saying? So this is very interesting. And again, like Cindy and I stated, I told you, look, honestly, this particular rap battle, you know why, Cindy? You know why this is the lightest shit right now?
Why?
Neither one of these niggas have stands.
Good. This little light.
You see what happens when stands aren't in the building?
I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Also, closing out, I will say this. Big Sean, yeah, I do agree with y'all. It seemed like he was sending shots at Ye. Ignore Ye NATO, Big Sean. Because remember, it was the Ye fans that leaked Big Sean's album. And anybody who get caught up in Ye's fat neck,
I told y'all, leave that alone.
You just gonna get caught up in neck grease.
Leave Pudge Pac alone.
Yeah, leave Pudgy neck alone.
All right, leave Pudge Pac alone.
Do not get swept up in that chaos. Ignore Ye NATO, or you gonna get caught up in the tornado. Okay,
you're gonna have to fight his split personalities. You're gonna have to fight the streamers, the gamers, the stand pays. You're going to have to fight the white supremacists. You're going to have to fight the Nazis. You're going to have to fight the red pill community. Do not take your black ass over there talking about you about to deal with Ye. So, Sean, leave it alone. Let's move on forward, all right? Drop another joint with Jhené Aiko. No, drop it because that album was fire they had together, you know?
Because it's like what we told years ago, even when we said to Drake. Yeah. And Drake got caught up in Ye NATO fat neck, and he was sinking in quicksand. Ain't nobody cares about lyrics towards Ye because he ain't a lyricist like that. So you get what I'm saying? That's why when Drake took his attention off of Pusha T and focused on Ye, lost right then and there.
He got mad at us because boy, you stupid. Boy, you stupid. Fight Pusha. There ain't no way that somebody could send a nigga like Pusha outside and somebody like Ye is cutting up. Well, just deal with Pusha. Because Pusha ate off Drake's plate. And then you heard what Ye said, you stand on my shoulders to take out Drake. But no, Sin is absolutely right. Lord have mercy, y'all. It is a lot of shit going on right now. I just looked at the timeline. Look at this timeline. This is a ghetto, hood, raggedy, trailer trash timeline.
Oh,
look
yeah,
at
the
this,
DDG
the
and Haley
shit. And then look,
the Diddy and Cassie.
And then look, the bodyguard, the Uber driver coming out about Megan and Tory, and 50 Cent is trolling Jay-Z.
Oh, he's trolling again?
Yes. Lord, this is some hot nigga season.
What is 50 saying now? Because he deleted a week ago. He deleted his Beyonce post.
He back outside
when he found out Beyonce concerts were still doing well. What he said just now?
Let me see real quick. Look at Jeremy Heck. Jeremy Heck said, "Are you not entertained?" Shouts out to Jeremy Heck. But let me see here real quick. Let me mute this here. Oh yeah.
All right, mute the song all the way.
So Jay-Z, he got Jay-Z and Diddy back up together again.
Yo, I knew he was going to do this shit.
Oh my God.
Because remember, we talked about this. I know some people bit up the talking points and got the information wrong.
Yes, they did.
But when we talked about Ye, 50, Drake, that whole situation, the red pill and all that, the streamers, we knew 50 Cent was going to come back outside because he wants Jay-Z's head. He wants Jay-Z's head.
Yeah, I'm going to say this. Yeah, no, like Sid and I.
And so does Ye.
We said what we said about people kind of cutting up and I don't know, sometimes they have strange energy towards us. I don't know if it's the medals on the jacket, the resume, or how many times we throw the dart and they just land. But
50
people
evil too with the two of us.
Yeah. People going to like I guess jack what we said on Patreon and completely remove Jay-Z. And we said, bro, that's why this shit is popping off.
They just only coming after Kendrick.
Nigga, no.
No, it's a lot of things they coming after.
Did Busby say Kendrick's name in December?
No. 1-800 Jay-Z.
We said Jay-Z's name will be called forward in December.
Now there are people who in that camp and click up, they are trying to go after Kendrick too. But
they really feel they gotta chop down the oak tree.
Yeah, they skipping over the Jay-Z part of this, and yo, we knew it. His big ass head, bloated ass is right back outside. And he playing, guys, y'all see the images?
Just the two of us.
50 Cent playing the song, the two of us.
The two of us. You and I.
He's basically calling
peas in a pod.
He calling Diddy and Jay-Z the dynamic duo.
Not Thug Crimes.
No, not this type of duo. Yeah.
Now, we'll put you on some other game. Allegedly, theoretically, technically, from what we heard, 50 Cent and a certain person may have kind of pieced some things up behind the scenes, which is why you don't really see him going as hard as he did before, but he's still leaning on the Sagittarius. I want y'all to put it together. You know, because every time Sid and I say something, like niggas, they get tight, but then they want to talk what we talk. Fuck y'all. Allegedly, 50 Cent has had a conversation with somebody behind the scenes.
When you move, we move.
Just like that?
Hell yeah.
Hey, DJ.
Play that back.
All right. So, there you go. 50 back outside again. Woo. Man, it's some busy shit.
They back. So they back outside.
They back outside.
They were not going to stop.
They not stopping.
But you know, Ye is manic.
Yeah.
50 is out for vengeance.
Yeah.
Red Pill niggas, they ain't got nothing to do but join the system.
They unemployed.
So they like, you know, we riding with Ye.
We riding with Fresh.
OVO people are waiting and hoping niggas fall. If you know what niggas we talking about.
They chopping down on Doechii. They going back again on Megan.
All right, last words, Prince, before we close out. All that other stuff is going to be on our Patreon, just to let y'all know. Yeah. Are we going to you want to do a Patreon thing on the Jay-Z 50 Cent?
I don't know. I had to consort with Moon.
Today?
I had to see what she says.
Well, it's a Giesta Moon. Jay-Z has a lot of Giesta.
He does have Giesta placements,
in his Vedic Nasatra chart.
Yes, he do. Yep, he got a. Well, we'll talk about that. You know.
Yeah, if anybody who don't know, Giesta people can deal with stalkers, envy, jealousy, and also Giesta as an Asatra represents the throne.
Yeah,
and there's a lot that goes to it. But
look, man, listen, like
also Giesta could deal with black magic as well.
Black magic, black magic. But look. It's busy, folks. Ray Vaughn and Joey Badass and soon to be Daylight. It's technically, ladies and gentlemen, it's the lightest shit in media. Here, our asses, we're right over here. Because let me tell you this real quick. Everything that is kind of taking place aggressively right now, Sin and I talked about it in December. We talked about it in November. We talked about it in September. We talked about it in October. We was talking about it back then, and we told y'all as we're getting towards December, and then we opened up at the beginning. B More did an excellent job on Patreon at the top of the month, and then Sin, she had to go take care of business. She came back, and then we told you guys, like, bro, y'all get ready. You know, I told somebody off the record, I says, look, it's going to be a hot season in media for you niggas, because they was kind of like, oh, things are slowing down. I said, no, it's not. This shit is about to get real dusty, niggas. And there's going to be a lot more aggressive emotions, like B More stated, like Sin stated, like I stated.
That media war shit is expanding again.
There you go.
So it's like, remember what we said about, how Diddy was going to be taken down. But now you have more people in. Because before, when it happened the first time, Ye and Drake was at odds.
Yes.
Now they on the same team. Then you got 50. Of course, at the Hell Hitler, I don't think Drake is going to do an album, though, with Ye now.
No.
But they're still working together in many ways because...
there was already a conversation.
Drake is supposed to be the clean hand.
Yeah.
Ye's the dirty glove.
He's the dirty, dusty prosthetic glove.
Then you got the 50 shit. And they want to take out Megan, Doechii, Jay-Z. They're leaving Kendrick alone right now because they're trying to figure out an angle to get at him at. Lucien. Man, it's back up again.
We told you guys. Because there's no ego here, because whether we say it and people believe it or not, guess what? It's happening. Even when Sid and I was saying what we were saying behind the scenes, the trains had already pulled out the station.
Well, we should talk. We'll do the podcast on the Patreon. Any last words, Prince, before we tap out?
Great job, Ray Vaughn. Great job. You did the damn thing, player. Old boy Joey Badass was going to step over you. You grabbed him by the back of his sneakers. You said, "Are those New Balances, nigga?" But I look, it was a great record. We'll see what Joey Badass does. Joey Badass have anything in the tank for Ray Vaughn? Is he just looking to assess and study Ray Vaughn's style? I studied your style like a Shaolin monk. Well,
the last thing before we close out, I want to address the comment that they said they're coming at the SZA collateral CE. They tried to pin Kendrick and SZA against each other. Some people who are supposed to be a part of the media bit into it, who's supposed to be in Kendrick camp a little bit, trying to lower SZA to big up Kendrick when it's like both of them are dope.
Yeah, they're very dope.
You don't listen to outside people allow you to try to break up the duo, an amazing duo who's on stage and Conscious killing it right now, and is a co-headliner. SZA is equal to Kendrick. That's why he chose her to be co with him, because when you talk about TDE, Kendrick and SZA was the biggest two on that label.
They're the backbone.
By none.
They're the backbone.
SZA is killing it. SOS again, still on the charts. 2 classic albums. She's doing a damn thing. So if you look at it, they don't really have an angle to go on with SZA, even though they were mad. The streamers were, the streamer bros, they were mad about SZA allegedly betraying Drake from their angle and all that crybaby shit. But they love her music. So that's why I dialed down so quick. Look at Aiden's stream. It was on the stream with
B-Lou. He was on the stream with B-Lou and the sister. I can't remember her name.
He going at the Doechii and going at the Megan. But you saw that girl on that stream. She said, "Man, I love SZA and Summer Walker's music."
There you go.
And then she mentioned Tory Lanez. So SZA's good. Her music is too good. She already has a foundation and a fan base. SZA really don't have nothing to worry about. And, Kendrick has been moving in a really smart way. So, there are camps trying to wiggle their way in to try to destroy Kendrick. But he's just putting out so many dope music. His
the nigga's too strong.
So right now, they're focusing on the weakest links from their perspective. This is the people they think they could get something on. Jay-Z, because he has a long history in the industry of what they... pros and cons. So
and he's got enemies in his backyard.
Yeah, so they feel they could build off of that. Doechii, because she's still building up her fan base, so they're like, yeah, we're going to get this bitch out. Megan, because, they felt they already turned the culture against her, so they feel... So those are 3 people they feel confident in. Although with Jay-Z, you're not going to see just the streamers jump on that. They're going to let 50 take the lead on that. But with Doechii and with Megan... The streamers and all of them, that Red Pill culture, they feel confident in taking the lead on that.
Yeah. So, you hear what they feel. They feel Rock Nation overall is a problem. Now Academics has said he's behind the scenes. He's had issues with Rock Nation. I can't remember. It was one incident, and he said, allegedly, that ever since then he's been having problems with Roc Nation. There's some other independent streamers that said they've ran into issues with them behind the scenes. Now, again, how true that is or not, we don't know. But look, Sid, we talked about this already, but this is why I said stands ruin shit.
Yeah, I remember.
So we had stands that are like, fuck the Jay-Z shit. It's just about Kendrick. And we like, bro, anything that Kendrick is inheriting karmically outside of the battle will be because of Jay-Z's association. Jay-Z spoke on him when Jay-Z revealed that it would be Kendrick headlining the Super Bowl. If it would have been any other person to introduce Kendrick as headlining the Super Bowl, he would have had blowback from some of the people that was upset about how it went down with Drake, but it wouldn't have drugged on like this because Jay-Z is tied into the whole, it goes back to Jay-Z, Beyonce, the Carl Crawford, Jay Prince situation, Jay-Z, Meg Thee Stallion, Harry O, Tory Lanez even saying or insinuating that somebody tried to, they allegedly crashed a car into his Lyft or Uber ride at the time, and you know, then now what we see right now with Doechii, and then TDE post Kendrick Drake battle. Again, the OVO fans are still tight about how it went down.
And don't forget about the Barbs and Nicki.
Oh, man, she ain't been activated yet.
Yeah, and also
she has not been activated yet.
One last thing. I remember when we talked about this last year, some people did try to get cute with us. Y'all like academics but smarter. Bitch, shut up.
Who?
I said, bitch, shut the fuck up.
We are our own Negro. Don't you compare me to no other Negro. I am my own man. She is her own woman. All right. So, look, a lot of this is about having to deal with Jay-Z. It's that simple. Stans fuck up everything. They're trying to fuck up rap battles. They even try to fuck up like commentaries. How the hell you gonna say everything we said, but then you just take Jay-Z out the situation and then you just say it's just about Kendrick? I says, if anybody else introduced Kendrick at the Super Bowl, half the shit Kendrick is getting online, he wouldn't be getting it. It's because of Jay-Z. Mace and Cameron just told y'all they had issues with Jay with the Fanatics deal. Right now, Roc Nation just threw Fat Joe and Jadakiss on the microphone. So Fat Joe is going to catch more flack because he was a whack rapper. Okay? And he's still tied to Jay-Z. They're not going to say anything about Jadakiss because this is what Sin was talking about. Jadakiss has had almost 3 decades in the game to build up a strong following. So he don't give a fuck. Right? So again, a lot of this shit, if you notice, still swirling around Roc Nation in the Jay-Z situation. You know, but what's going on right now with Ray Vaughn and Joey Badass? But again, there's 50 Cent. 50 Cent seems to be in the room a lot, and 50 Cent has retracted from the public. This is the most quiet we've ever heard or not heard Drake in since forever. So everything that we've been talking about at the last half of last year, the second half of last year, you guys are seeing is going into fruition now. And like Sin stated, there were some people being very cute with us. Well, Daylight is trending right now. Let's see what's going on here, shawty. Hold on, Sin.
I mean, do we have to go live again? Shit.
All right. Okay, so it looks like.
You responded?
Let me see. Did he respond?
Yo, let us know in the chat. Did Daylight respond yet?
Yeah, I don't think he's responded, but everybody's breaking down saying that he predicted the angle, but that's not what people. Yeah, the hip hop nerds are gonna do that, but the rap fans, the rap listeners, they're gonna want to hear some. They're gonna want to hear some bars from Daylight.
I get the predicted thing, but still come back out.
We got to come back outside.
Come back outside.
Spawn Face needs to come back outside.
We need to come back outside.
So we're gonna see. You know, and Daylight is a very capable, credible MC. Ray Vaughn has proven himself right now that I can also battle, so I'm ready. So
also, guys, join our Patreon. We will be talking about the Jay-Z shit. We have to. If y'all want us, maybe sometime down the line, we'll do a So I know people been wanting us to do more on the Diddy story, but we already said all this was gonna happen. So it's like there's really
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 years in advance.
Yeah, there's no more shit for us to predict with Diddy. I mean, we said 9 years. Well, now it's 9 years ago. We said 9 years ago people are gonna come after him. He's gonna be in prison. Then they're gonna go after Jay-Z, try to get Jay-Z caught up. We already said in 2016, we said when Cassie and Diddy had a fight in the car, we said Cassie was collecting information, and Diddy was taking her phone away to see if he had any blackmail or anything on him. So it's like we already had a time on that. So I don't.
We've already done the forecasting. You know, not to the globe, but it's kind of like. You forecast, you guys even we tell you how it's going to move, but the coverage situation, we leave that for everyone else, that they're doing fantastic jobs covering the case. If we see anything that piques our interest that may allude into something else, we'll talk about it.
Yeah, we already talked about, Diddy allegedly was peeing on people on some no R. Kelly back in the day. Like, a lot of that stuff we talked about, like, the only thing the trial is doing is like, damn, that shit was true all those years ago, talking about it. Yeah. But we still got some more predictions to do on the Jay-Z thing. So we're going to have something on our Patreon today for y'all pertaining to Jay-Z, because, oh my goodness, we gotta talk to the think tank.
Now y'all see what happens when stands on all sides, they fuck shit up. We told you guys this has a lot to do primarily with Jay-Z. There are some real hitters in the industry. They want Jay-Z the fuck up out of here. And they're looking at Kendrick, nigga, if you gotta go, then so be it. Anything you see happening with Kendrick, outside of OVO fans being angry at him because of what he's done to their king, anything that's happening with Kendrick is just simply collateral damage. There's some niggas that even like Kendrick, but they hate Jay-Z more. Okay, that's how it is.
Their like for Kendrick isn't stronger than their hate for Jay-Z.
All right,
and they'll step over anybody to get to Jay-Z. They want to get to them locks.
Yeah, and then now officially TDE as a staff record label and as a motherfucking crew is also, as you guys can see, they are in the crosshairs. Now, does that mean they can get TD up out of here? No, but it's about brand damage. It's about rebranding. That's what's most important. We talked about, look what happened with Meg Thee Stallion. Yeah, she came out of the laundromat, but like the threads were pulled. There was still some stains on it. I mean, she's still stabilized now, but for where her career was promised to go, it's underperforming right now. Still a very solid MC. She got busy. I think she smoked Nicki Minaj. I think Nicki dropped too many tweets out there. She should have just dropped the record, not listened to Joe Budden about the beats, because he's always been bad with beat selection.
You go to Joe Budden for lyrics, not beats.
Not beats. You go to that nigga for punchlines and rhyme schemes. You go to him for MC shit, not producer shit. Okay? And she could have called any one of them skinny ankle drill niggas that was making beats for Pop Smoke to rhyme over, because she do sound good on those types of beats. But nonetheless, TDE in the crosshairs for brand damage. Look, it's going as far as Haley Bailey. Like, this is what we was talking about.
Or anybody that's associated
with the Carters.
Or the Carters, they're going to get it.
They're going to get it.
Or people going to try to make them get it.
Yeah.
Frankie said, is Dark Crimes going to apologize to Tory Lanez? No.
Who? Nigga, who are you?
I don't care if y'all think Tory Lanez is innocent, but don't get us caught up in that. Nigga. Y'all niggas said he wasn't going to prison. Astrology said he was. And I don't give a fuck to talk about the Meg and Tory thing anymore, because y'all people are too emotional about niggas y'all don't know. Tory Lanez was at the Diddy parties.
Come on.
Tory and Megan are a part of the industry. One nigga in prison, and one person y'all trying to kill.
Yeah. So listen, also Frankie.
Yeah, y'all trying to do get backs to Megan like she the one who called the hit, when y'all know damn well she didn't.
Frankie though. I want to ask Frankie a question.
Overall, I'm tired of the Megan and Tory shit.
Well, we might have to get some sleep, because it's going to keep going.
I know, because Chris Brown just said free Tory.
Yeah.
So it's good.
And the transits right now calls for people to try to get some of these niggas out. Also, Frankie.
Go ahead, because I was about to
say, are you going to apologize to the Jews? See how stupid your question is, nigga? It makes no sense.
I'm not apologizing to industry niggas.
Nigga,
no.
We told y'all the nigga was going to prison. He's in prison. Y'all talking about free him. So and what also, are we wrong about?
And also on our Patreon, before he got stabbed, we say there's a chance he may get out of prison because of the transits. I said on the Patreon, I said before he got stabbed 14 times, I said Tory may get out of prison, but he also may get hurt. That is what I said on our Patreon. I'm not emotional with these industry people. Prince and I, we stick to the truth. And sometimes we do share our opinion as well. But Tory Lanez have pulled out a gun and beat up and pistol whip a lot of people. Like, don't come out here like...
Fuck Frankie up.
Yeah, like, you know.
Frankie gets smacked right in the back of the head.
But Frankie, if that's your guy, that's your guy.
Yeah, that's
not our guy, but... Nigga. Thought Crimes is about free thought.
Yeah.
So if that's your guy, that's your guy. But
that's like when I was in
don't bring us into it talking about Thought Crimes apologize. No.
That's like me being in the cafeteria in middle school and then niggas got issues with each other and they like, yeah, don't sit at their table. Nigga, I'm taking my strawberry milk and I'm gonna sit at a different table. You niggas being weird. This is lunch. We only got, because it take 15 minutes to get to your food at the cafeteria. You only got 15 or 12 minutes to eat.
But this is why I also say people are being unwise in certain camps. Like there's certain members that kind of green in the media, in alternative media, independent media space. So they was praising Chris Brown for his maturity with Rihanna, and here Chris Brown said free Tory.
But guess what?
You're gonna be an R&B duet, and people forget. Chris Brown and Tory are friends.
Yeah.
Chris Brown put money in for Tory. Chris Brown has backed Tory all the way and never left. So
y'all better get ready.
Y'all better get ready.
Y'all better get ready. And you stands like y'all. I keep telling you, stand niggas, y'all fuck up everything. You see what happens when you say, all right, this is what they going to just do to Kendrick and Kendrick only. And y'all, because I seen all of you niggas intentionally stop talking about Jay-Z. We said, how can you not talk about him? He is the horn they want to break.
Yeah, he is.
He's the nigga. Kendrick did what he did. He showed out in the battle, but let's not get this confused when it comes to the industry hierarchy. It's Jay-Z is the nigga so if they can break everything that's associated to Jay-Z, including collaterally Kendrick Lamar, if they can really do this shit with Megan Thee Stallion, that also can be blowback on the back end for Beyonce, who is what? A Carter, who's married to who? Jay-Z. If they can run over Doechii before she get her little tentacles into the ground and they can roll her over and break one of the potentially strong backbones for the new era of TDE, that's what they're going to do. So listen, it is what it is. That's what we do. We don't do the stand-em shit. We say when niggas make great moves, but don't come over here. Stands do the apology shit, niggas. That's what y'all do. That's y'all Lord and Saviors. All right? We said Tory Lanez was going to prison, and if you think we're lying, we said back then before R. Kelly went to prison, we said the nigga's going to prison, and we said he was held up in a club in Chicago with some Chicago goons, right? Niggas was like, y'all making it up because the same energy was pro R. Kelly. They said R. Kelly ain't never going to prison. He about to drop a classic. Not crime. Y'all hate us.
We said R. Kelly musically dried up. He's going to prison.
He's going to prison.
But yeah, for all you crybaby free Tory niggas, y'all go check out the Patreon. Like I said, we ain't about no stand-em. We did say there's a possibility before Tory got stabbed. We said he could get out of prison or he may get hurt. Shit, it ended up being both. Possibly,
he told y'all that he was
a possibility of both. And
he told y'all he was gonna get fucked up behind prison.
Yeah, they said the bodyguard of Kelsey said that Kelsey did it, but Tory himself said that Kelsey didn't do it. So I mean, like,
what we doing?
Your guy. And some people say like a guy wouldn't tell on a woman, huh?
Who? Y'all tell about who women fuck all the time.
Y'all talk about her pussy and all that, but you ain't gonna tell on a chick.
Shut your ass up.
When it comes to your freedom,
Nigga, please. I saw her give him head in the parking lot.
So we ain't apologizing for nothing.
No.
If Kelsey did shoot Megan, then that mean Tory lied. Just like when y'all said Megan lied about getting shot. She said she stepped on glass, which we said you never ever lie for somebody who fuck you over. And we said Megan's gonna suffer for that
permanently. Because
you gotta tell the truth. We're in the internet culture. From day one, someone did something. That nigga did something. Yeah. That's why you don't see when we see like an industry nigga steal from us. We don't tell our audience, oh no, that bitch is trying to steal from Thought Crimes in the Think Tank.
Fuck that nigga.
If somebody trying to fuck you over, you call that shit out. You don't try to hide what that person did, because now you're gonna have to deal with people saying, bitch, you a liar. But by the same standards, then Tory lied if Kelsey did it because he said she didn't. So
what we doing?
So listen, at the end of the day, we told you guys this is about Jay-Z. We said they were going to go after Diddy, and then immediately hit Jay-Z up. A lot of New York niggas was talking a lot of shit, as they normally do. And then they said, oh, bro, man, can y'all go live again? We said, look, nigga, we already said what's going on. And then we said anything that is tied to Jay-Z culturally, they're going to be burning the roadways. All silk roads that go to Jay-Z's locks, they're going to be burning that shit down. That includes Doechii. All right? That includes if they can destroy TDE. That includes if they can find something on Punch's ass. That's what the fuck they will do. Yeah, and that's why they try to get Punch in the trap. They want Punch to talk about, they want the niggas to get off the music and get into the streaming, because streaming niggas gonna eat. They don't got no shame. What you going? Y'all already did and pull out everything on academics.
Let me.
And on Aiden Ross and them niggas. Them niggas don't have. They have no shame.
Let me address. I want to address Crash Theater for a second, and I love his name too, by the way.
That is a dope name.
Let me say something to you, Crash Theater. I'm not gonna put this man's name out there because I think the boy was gifted and talented, and it's unfortunate what happened to him. But Crash Theater, you seem like a very intelligent soul. If you want to talk about industry plans, I'm going to be honest with you. The whole fucking shit looks like a garden to me. Because I'll give you this example, and this is what Sin and I heard directly with now a dead famous rapper that Sting had to sue. There was a party, not one of those parties, but there was a functioning.
I think you should leave that for some other time, because of somebody we know who's connected to that.
Well, I'll just say,
so I would leave that
people
alone.
Talk to made men all the time to make an artist pop. Okay? Before people run around here talking about who's a plant, you can't do that, and you niggas are standing in the middle of a garden. Sin brought up a great point concerning plants. There are some plants that are just fucking trash, Lil Pump. Then there's some people, they are fixed in positions because the motherfuckers are actually gifted and talented. They need some attention, so they may have them stand next to an artist, stand over here, put them on this song. That happens all the time. That's been going on in music for a long time. They called it placements.
And if you're talented and gifted, I don't give a fuck if you're a plant or not. I don't care if you're talented. It's absurd when you're not. Then get your ass out of here. But
that's the point on that one.
We still welcome all y'all opinions, though, because like I said, this is Thought Crimes. Y'all can share y'all opinions. Y'all free Tory niggas, go ahead, share your opinions. You people who believe Doechii.
All of you Lost Tribe niggas.
Yeah, y'all share your opinions. Go ahead.
Yeah, listen, y'all have fun, have at it. But we did tell you guys this was going to be a very hot year in media. And we said without disappointment, spring going into the summer, the summer's really going to turn up, folks. The summer's really going to turn up. Y'all better get ready. So, look, ladies and gentlemen, Sid and I, Ray Vaughn, Joy Badass right now is pretty much the lightest and friendliest thing going on in media. Hopefully it stays there because, shit can always spiral like it normally does, especially with egos and crowds and attention, and some niggas don't like getting laughed at. Okay.
Also, before we close out, I'll answer one more question. Ace Man said, "Y'all believe he shot her." I'm gonna tell you this: we saw it from the very beginning, and we saw when Megan basically made a deal for everybody that night to just move on. Megan did not talk about Tory at all at the beginning. She moved on. Kelsey moved on. They were on bad terms. Megan and Kelsey was on bad terms with each other. And Tory was supposed to move on, but he went on Academic's platform and started talking and talking. So whether you believe he shot her or not, if he didn't go on Academic's platform, Tory would be out right now. Something violent took place that night. Megan left it alone. But then, after Tory was talking on Academics and all that other stuff, then Megan said, "Wow, you spreading rumors about me? I thought we were supposed to leave it alone." So now that you keep talking, I'm going to have to now talk too. And it got all messy and stuff. But
there's
if
another angle.
Tory Lanez talk about street culture and I'm a real nigga and stuff, then why did you go on Academics and started talking?
Well, we'll just say this. I'll leave it here. Let's say there was a situation where everybody was supposed to move on. Maybe someone was supposed to get buried in the process. Maybe someone was being desperate and going to streamers because, like we said, word gets around in the industry very quick. Because said entity does allegedly have a history of double-crossing niggas. So to some degree, like Sin stated, all sides are telling variations of the truth somewhere, or parts of what they saw from their perspective. Now, we talked about what moves are being dusty in the process, because once that machine gets on your ass and it has access to law enforcement, look at Diddy. He had unmitigated access to the New York Police Department, allegedly. Then you got to talk about, look at Diddy. We saw in John Wick when they showed you about with the assassins and being able to check into certain hotels. Well, they have that with the hotels when we're talking about sex trafficking. We heard it with Kevin Spacey, allegedly. We heard it with Harvey Weinstein, and it's going to be coming out about Diddy. So if an artist who may not be the best thinker publicly is understanding like that machine is about to throw me under the bus after I made or we all agreed to kind of leave whatever the hell happened that night alone, but then somebody does show up with immunity, of course the campaign ain't going away. This is what we talked about.
Even before the immunity thing happened, though, way before that, they weren't supposed to talk about it.
There you go. That's what it was said here.
Tory started talking about it first because Megan said, "I stepped on glass. Let's leave it alone."
Well, you know how it is, Sid,
I was like, why would Tory, why are you going to end up on Academic's platform after y'all all talk behind the scenes, then y'all all was supposed to leave it alone?
Well, remember now, saying you and I, we talk about it from all different angles. Remember what we talked about. Mm-hmm. Niggas double cross all the time. Megan did want to move on. But remember, what do we talk about? If money is to be made and we can exploit something, that's what's going to happen. And the bad part about it, like we see right now, media campaigns are terrible. And Megan's situation with the media campaign at times, we told them they don't have anything to counter what the streamers are doing.
Because people are so egotistical.
Yes.
And
they dismiss the effect of the streamers.
People who are supposed to be on the same side eating each other up like Pac-Man. And it's like...
Because you said he going after K-Dot?
Yeah. And it's like, look, the free Tory people, the people who believe that Doechii is an industry plant, y'all already know things that we've already laid out on our Patreon for a while now and all that. they are doing a great job at repetition, and they're like a pit bull on a leg. They just won't stop.
Won't stop.
They won't stop. They won't stop.
And look, just to say that
on that side, and then go ahead.
No, you're right, beautiful. I just want to put that out there. No, you and I, we do agree on that, but realistically, think about how people was like, we can make money off of this. Because if all parties did agree to not talk about that night, but third parties or authorities said we're going to exploit this issue, and the mainstream industry, they're just now understanding the power of these streaming niggas. Because during the Tory Meg situation, they dismissed them. They completely dismissed them.
And we said that was not a smart move. We remember, the industry is being carved up. So a lot of people are going to sectors that they thought was whack before. Fat Joe is on YouTube. They all on YouTube now.
Jadakiss is on YouTube. Joe Budden used to be laughed at for the longest. Now niggas are trying to sit on his white couch with Melissa Ford. So again, they overplayed their hand, and then the streamers was interesting about them is they adapt, they learn, they recalibrate, they adjust, and then they update the technology. Now, whatever they did that was effective with Meg Thee Stallion is perfected now, and they're going after someone like Doechii. That's just what it is. They're going to be going after TDE. They're going to be going after the punches. They're going to continue to shoot up Jay-Z because he is the fix. He's the serious star.
Now look. Some of y'all seem like y'all want us to do the Tory and Megan thing. I'll see. I am tired of the fucking story. But
they want to do it because people want to fight in the chat.
No.
You niggas want to fight in the chat.
I'll talk about a Patreon situation. We may look at astrology, look at the books, and see what's going on. But I am really tired of it. We already used astrology when B. Moore broke it down why Tory was going to go to prison. She said, one, because the state picked it up. So because of the transits, he's definitely was going to go to prison. It is what it is. We'll look at the charts again. Right now, the transits are some people are going to try to get out of prison. Doesn't mean they will 100%, but there's a transits right now is a possibility.
I'm gonna be honest with you. That I would have to see if I'm interested in talking about it. But
look, they say in the chat they cool on the situation.
If you and B More want to do a Patreon stream exclusively, that's perfectly fine.
B More said I'm actually more interested in the 50 Cent and Jay-Z stuff. But
look, because I'm gonna be honest with you.
B More said pass.
Yeah, because that means we would be 2-3 years in on this shit.
Yeah, y'all niggas.
That shit been going on for 3 fucking years. Y'all like, bro.
B More said I is tired.
Tory ain't got no more hair. Then I said to you, look, nigga, if the state picks it up, that's it, bro. It's like if you beating on a woman and then she goes to the police and be like, okay, I retracted. The state's like, no, Shawty, we got to pick that up.
Also, no mods. Let everybody speak. Let them have their opinion. Don't matter what side they stand on.
Don't silence them like they did Nicki Minaj. Don't be DJ Envy. He said, I'll be damned if you be successful in New York. Yo, man, why we ain't got nobody rapping New York? Crazy niggas. But listen, folks.
Well,
we was very simple with it.
We ain't doing the astrology, then on Tory and stuff. We ain't doing it.
No, listen. The
campaign. Don't feel like it. I'm tired of the story.
Yeah, the campaign. It is what it is. What? Hold on, Sin. The story is gonna keep moving, and we understand a lot of you guys got gender demonic values to exercise online. Okay. But we told you guys from the very beginning that a lot of this is about knocking Jay-Z out the way.
And also, I didn't say that, for people listening, I didn't say that Tory was getting out of prison. I said it's a possibility because of the transit.
You see how you got to keep addressing shit like that?
Remember, people, when it comes to fate and all that, is based off of free will. So let's say if you're not intelligent enough, if you're not paying attention to the omens, if you're not paying attention to the signs, if you're not paying attention to the windows of opportunity, it doesn't matter that a transit, you can have, for example, you can have a transit that comes up that you can make money easier than ever before. But your ass may not be paying attention to that, or you may not be making the right moves to that.
Or you might be lazy.
Right. The weather of what happens in the transits is the weather. What people do with that,
that's their free will.
That's their free will.
That's what the point of free will. You got to have the responsibility of free will too.
Right. So possibility doesn't mean he is.
Also, here's another thing too. I'm gonna tell you one of the reasons why I'm not interested in doing any more direct coverage of anything concerning Tory. I don't feel like having to keep stopping my commentary to address people that make grand statements. So, like, Sin would have to say, I'm not saying Tory's innocent, or then she'll eventually have to say, I'm not saying Megan didn't lie. Like, I don't feel like dealing with that because it's a very, very spicy subject. But usually when blood, physically and esoterically, when blood is introduced into the sex situation, whether you feel the girl was bleeding because she stepped on glass or she got shot, it creates a much more hostile environment.
This is blood
then
magic.
on top of, yeah, and then on top of that, he got stabbed on top of his head, allegedly.
We got Megan blood that was spilled that day. Even with all the evidence, the pictures and stuff, the bullet fragments and all that was at the hospital. It's all laid out.
So people are ravenous now.
And then it's like, if Kelsey shot her, then how she stepped on glass. Ain't nobody making sense. Then you have Tory being stabbed 14 times. This is like, I just feel like this is some blood magic shit. And ain't nothing good gonna come about it.
Yeah. So that's one thing you got to pay attention to. I tell you this right now: if we had put Tory in the damn title and had Megan up there, and then we had everything else up there, everybody that's cool with each other right now will really be trying to kill each other in the chat. We would have to tell the mob, stop it, stop deleting comments, stop.
We had to tell the thing to stop getting into it with each other because of the DDG and Haley story. I said, y'all don't know these people. Don't be fighting with each other in the chat.
It's up, Sin.
And fighting on Patreon, like, nah. You know, the truth will always come to light.
So, but we did talk about it. These also media traps, and there are going to be people right now. They're going to be triggering their karma in this right now because there are people right now. They are in the Coliseum of Gladiator, and you know, if you read about it, at some point in time, they had grizzly bears fighting tigers because the public just wanted to see some blood spill somewhere. And blood has been introduced from the Tory with her legs, her feet, all the way up to where, not Tory, but Megan with her legs and feet, all the way up to Tory being stabbed in prison. And then now you're seeing people making more aggressive threats everywhere. And specifically, anything that's tied to Jay-Z, second tier, anything that's tied to TDE also, as well. So people got to understand, like, this, it's not the same where it was initially 3.5 years ago.
Tom has a good hip-hop question that I really want to close out. He said, what y'all think of Wiz Khalifa's placement in hip-hop? People act like he don't be rapping.
It's not that Wiz Khalifa raps, it's his subject material. So people, he's a vibe artist. So he would never be put in no top elite MC category because that's not how his brand operates. He's a stoner vibe guy, you know. So he can rap. Dome Kennedy can rap. Larry June can rap, but them boys they're all to me in the same category, you know. Also, I think we should respect that. You know, sometimes the shit just ain't that deep. You know, as you guys can see right now, all this shit is about to get very heavy and deep. But Sin and I would be more as well. We talked about this at the end of last year. We said get ready for the next wave of the media, especially going into the summer. It's going to be very hot, very, very hot. But yeah, absolutely. I think Wiz Khalifa. I think he's a decent rapper. I think as an MC. He's a better MC than Snoop Dogg. I think Snoop Dogg has a better voice, you know. But yeah, he's a vibe. Also, keep in mind there's periods where Wiz Khalifa has taken time off too. By the way,
And we're going to be closing out to California Tuesday, Problems. Man, we love that song. Everybody love that song. And we're also going to be closing out to Brandy Kane. Love her music as well. We're going to be having more music from Brandy Kane be played here on Thought Crimes as well. Peace out.
All right, y'all. We love you guys so much. Peace.
Thought Crimes.
I got some problem. I got some problem. I got some problem. Yeah. I got some problems. I got some problems. I got some problems. Yeah. I got some problems. I got some problems. I got some problems. Yeah. Goddesses be taking me hostage on odysseys. Pardon me, I got a little bit plastic, faster than normal. Call it a tick. Hopefully this liquor will warn you. First let me warn you. I got a problem with ignorance. Tis why I burn the bridge or just swim. If it's me versus them, it's gonna be them. Cause I've learned enough to know how to win. Pride highs, the tide rise. Trying to reach Pacific Rim. What lies beneath the lines then? Is a devil that lurks in sheepskin. Who show more teeth than a wolf grin. Still got cold feet or you gon' dive in. Life's a movie, drive in. Drop top, let's begin. It could be me and you, or me, you and your friends. Now we up in the Ritz. Started off at the Days Inn steak, cheese, eggs, and grits. Some like for Tuesday, slim black sweats with some gray Timbs. Raider hoodie, Marshawn Lynch. Got an alienated, the alienation in this world of worlds. Call me Vader Zim. Got an alienated, the alienation, and if it's the war of the worlds, call me Vader Zim. Cause goddesses be taking me hostage on odysseys. Pardon me, I got a little bit plastic, faster than normal. Call it a tick, hopefully this liquor will warm you. First let me warn you, I got a problem with ignorance. I got a problem with ignorance. I got a problem with ignorance. I got a problem with nigga sis. I got a problem with all of that comedy that swans us. Like we all just content being nigga rich. Motherfuck you Wakanda, ain't no fictional construct enough to uplift my physical conduct. When it still ain't fixed, to do the water up and flood. My nigga, I got a problem. Yeah, yeah. I got a problem. Yeah, yeah. I got some problem. Yeah, yeah. I got a problem. Yeah, yeah. On odysseys, pardon me, I got a little bit plastic, faster than normal. Call it a tick, hopefully this liquor will warm you. First let me warn you, I got a problem with ignorance. I got a problem with ignorance. I got a problem with ignorance. I got a problem with nigga sis. I got a problem with all of that comedy that swans us. Like we all just content being nigga rich. Motherfuck you Wakanda, ain't no fictional construct enough to uplift my physical conduct. When it still ain't fixed, to do the water up and flood. My nigga, I got a problem. Yeah, yeah. I got a problem. Yeah, yeah. I got some problem. Yeah, yeah. I got a problem. Yeah, yeah.
To stay relevant, my excellence been evident from Project Blow ever since. Smoking weed, ditching school, jumped over the metal fence. Memories of dead homies, forever cherish them. Cause I know one day we'll be together again. If it is what they say, somewhere time never ends. But time flies and life is short. We live lives of crime and then we fight it in court. And most of the time lose, give us lifetimes too. Mama and kids crying the blues behind you. Yeah, I like money too, but don't let it define you. What is inside you? Focus and try to keep it 1 minute. million, that's what I do. Number one rule, don't fuck with my crew. I got a long history, I am not a mystery. Find me on 11th Ave, live on 36th Street. Motherfuck the industry, ain't nobody pimping me. I do it independently, that way I just depend on me. MC of the century, and if I ain't, I'm finna be well known in the street for spitting heat consistently.
Don't be surprised at the way time flies when you're having fun right before your eyes. Don't rush to get old, just try to survive, whether hustling or the 9 to 5.
So we hustle all day and we hustle all night, trying to live a lot of life, gotta get our pockets right. I'm international, baby, I've caught a lot of flights. Sex, money, and drugs, a lot of long nights. Turned into days, I'm burnt in the maze. On the verge of insane, I just heard my name. I told myself I never ever make certain mistakes. Over and again, but I swerve, no brakes. I'm floating in the wind and I'm gone into space. And how can I be wrong when I'm on feeling great? Then it all falls down and it won't go away. I just wanted to escape and now I'm gonna pay. The way I feel I may not even see another day. I need a little reefer and some drink, I'll be okay. But I can't shake it off, my brain on soft. But I can't take a loss and I can't stay off. I played and I lost, I can't pay the cost. Can't let nobody see me cause I can't play it off. And yeah, I got faith but I don't pray to the cross. I just look in the mirror at the face of a boss.
Don't be surprised at the way time flies when you're having fun right before your eyes. Don't rush to get old, just try to survive, whether hustling or the 9 to
To this day. To this day.
Turn your back on me. Is that a challenge?
You either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
White folks are nosy. They have specials. Nosy specials. Why does a bee make honey? You ain't a bee. Why do you give a fuck?
Where's the kaboom? There was supposed to be an earth-shattering kaboom.
If he dies, he dies.
Go to our Patreon for more and don't bother me.